When ancient Greeks left a giant horse bestowed upon the Trojans, but secretly filled with Greek soldiers, they couldn't have imagined their plan being reenacted some 3,000 plus years later. So how does an internet outage harken back to a 3,000-year-old mythology? I'm Scott Schober, and this is your 2-minute cybersecurity briefing. Mirai is the name given to malicious code that infected thousands of IoT, Internet of Things devices around the world. IoT devices are generally dumb devices that collect and relay data across the Internet to other devices. So while they're not nearly as powerful as our smartphones or computers, they do wield tremendous power when all aligned for one specific task. But it doesn't stop there. These infected devices were, and many still are, secretly under Mirai's control and awaiting orders to strike in the form of a DDoS attack. CCTV cameras, DVRs, routers, and various sensors compromise this army of zombie devices. So while they're not particularly powerful on their own, they are still connected to the largest network known to humankind, the Internet. Just like those hidden soldiers in the Trojan horse, when those orders are given, they break their secrecy and attack. Mirai attacks by ordering all devices under its control to make multiple IP access requests to targeted servers. Overwhelmed by all these simultaneous requests, these servers are forced to ignore legitimate traffic and eventually shut down altogether. Domain name service, DINE, confirmed they were hit by an overwhelming amount of IP requests and what they describe as a sophisticated attack. This attack took down Twitter, Netflix, and New York Times, to name a few. Back on September 20th, cybersecurity expert and reporter Brian Krebs was specifically targeted by the same attack. His site went down, and his host, Akamai, forced him to leave their domain for fear the rest of their networks might be taken down too. So here's a few simple steps to make sure you are not part of the problem and stay safe as well. Unplug and disable all IoT devices you're not using. Round them up and shut them down. If you need to keep the device powered, make sure it has a long and unique password and does not use any default passwords. And while you're at it, create a unique password for every device in question. Avoid purchasing future IoT devices from shady companies that do not have a track record of updating their firmware with security patches. If you've never heard of the company, that $20 you're saving isn't worth it. The Mirai code has been leaked, making it essentially open source to any ambitious hacker. This, coupled with the fact that IoT devices still do not adhere to a single security standard, make for a perfect storm of consumer vulnerability and confusion. IoT offerings will only continue to grow, so it's up to all of us to ensure that our devices are not participating in massive hacks upon the Internet or to ourselves. Without vigilance, future DDoS attacks in the form of Trojans will make this past week's outage feel like a pony ride. Stay safe.